Okay, the people have voted. No one voted to go back and do a chazara. So usually, if like the real Rebbe move would be, if no one wanted to do chazara, it means we have to do chazara, right? But I think people are just being honest. I think people are being honest. Baruch Hashem, they did amazing chazara. But first of all, we like to make tonight's share as a special for Shlema for David Yosef ben Edel. David Yosef ben Edel needs an incredible refuah shlema, time sensitive. Every refuah shlema is time sensitive, and as well as a schos ili neshama for Rav Menachem. Help me, my brain just turned off. Yosef Yospa, Menachem Mendel. No. Oh, I got it. Menachem Mendel and Yosef Yospa. There we go. Okay, so Chevra, we're going to begin the new Mishnah. We're going to begin the new Mishnah on the bottom of Chav Aleph Amid Beis. Bottom of Chav Aleph Amid Beis. Maybe I was thinking maybe after we do the Mishnah and a little bit of Gemara, maybe then we would do a little bit of a Chazara. So therefore we could be Lekayim Shnehem. But first and foremost, let's begin a new Mishnah. This is a picture Mishnah. Hasoi Mech, someone that leans. Hasoi Mech, someone that leans. Sukkah Soi, his sukkah Bikarei, on the legs of Hamita, of the bed. Anyone with this picture books, it's on page 76. Anyone with not, when you're looking at the screen, we'll try to make this as clear as possible. There you go. Hasaymech Sukkah Tachas Hamita. There it is. You take your schach and you throw it on the walls on the sides of your bed. So what is the status of such a sukkah? Here, Chaver, page 76. Saymech Sukkah Bikari Hamita, says the Tanakama, Ke Shei Ra. Says the Tanakama, it is kosher. Comes along Rabbi Yehuda, and Rabbi Yehuda should ring a bell already. When we hear the name Rabbi Yehuda, we should be yelling that you're allowed to sleep under a bed. But there's another din of Rabbi Yehuda, which is more famous, which we also just learned, which we'll explain in one moment. It says Rabbi Yehuda, Omer, Im eino yechayla lamoid bifnei atzma. If it can't stand by itself, Im eino yechayla, if it's not able lamoid to stand bifnei atzma by itself, then psula, then it is pasul. What does it mean if it's not able to stand by itself? It means if you get rid of the bed, the schach would go splat. Like in this case, this schach is sitting on the bed itself. If I got rid of this bed, what would happen? There would be no more sukkah. So asaymech sukkah seitachas kari amita. If it can't stand by itself, it is pasul. Why? Why does Rav Yehuda hold its pasul? So we dive right into the Gemara, and by now we should know that Rav Yehuda has a very famous shita. Aside from the fact that Rav Yehuda allowed you to sleep under the bed, we ended off right before the Mishnah learning Rav Yehuda holds a different famous shita. We quoted the Gemara on Daf Zayin. Rav Yehuda holds a sukkah has to be keva. A sukkah has to be permanent. Says the Gemara, my taima di Rav Yehuda. We just started the Gemara. We learned the Mishnah, and the Mishnah discussed someone sleeping again, not under the bed, but on the bed, in the sukkah. What's going on? The schach is on the bed. Show Avram the picture. The schach is on the bed. Is it kosher or not? We had a machlekes. Tanakama said yes. Rav Yehuda said no. My time of Rav Yehuda. Why does Rav Yehuda hold its pasul? Seems like a beautiful sukkah. You got walls. You got schach, you got a nice comfy floor. Why is it pasul? Says the Gemara, pligi ba. Polig means it's a machlokes, they debated. Pligi ba Rav Zera v'Rav Abba bar Mamel. Rav Zera and Rav Abba bar Mamel argued as to the reason of Rav Yehuda. Chad Amar, one said, mipnei she'ein lo keva. It's not keva. It's not permanent. And we know that Rav Yehuda holds it needs to be permanent. Why is it not permanent? So I would say because it's on a bed. And that is the answer. But if you were to quantify and clearly explain what is the detail of being on a bed that's not permanent, so the way that Rashi learns it, if you look at Rashi, Rashi says it's mitalteles al yidei hamita. It moves with the bed. And something that moves with a bed, I don't care how much you love sleeping, but it is not going to be permanent. Fascinating fun fact. You know children could get mano? Speaking about sleeping, apparently in Eretz Yisrael it's going around, and it's unclear. The parents are all rejoicing. Their kids are sleeping a lot. It sounds like a bad joke, but it's the truth. Children are getting mano. Either way, just back to our story over here. Says Rav Yehuda, Ein lo keva. Ein lo keva, says the first opinion. V'chad amar. Another opinion says, mipnei, because of shema'amida. What's the root of that word? Amar, it stands. Shema'amida, that it is standing. Bidavar hamikabel toma. It's standing on something that is mikabel toma. What is mikabel toma? The bed. What does it mean it's mikabel toma? It's susceptible to becoming tummy. It can become tummy. And therefore, what? This is a din also that was discussed in the first parak, that will be discussed more. And therefore, something that is mikabel toma, the quintessential example is what? Anyone can remember? What's a quintessential? A metal item. A metal item is going to be our quintessential example that we're going to see. That is going to be the reason it is tummy. So two reasons, according to Rabbi Yehuda, if your schach is on your bed, it is a problem. Either because the bed is not keva, or because it is on something which is mikabel toma. My beinai. Oh, good. Can the bed be making anything? So good. That's why I didn't want to. Very good. So I sort of confused everyone with what I was trying to explain. A bed is a keli. A keli, by definition, is mikabel toma, irregardless what it's made out of. Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. For example, this chair is mikabel toma. Let's leave it at that. What if it's made out of cheres, made of all these interesting things?
No, but the sukkah is leaning on the bed. The sukkah is not on the sukkah. The sukkah is technically made out of anything.
But the sukkah is on the bed. And the bed is Makabel Tumah. So your schach is being held up with something which is Makabel Tumah. And that is a problem. If anyone ever, got involved, that, if you ever see certain people's sukkahs, they don't put metal screws in it. They don't even use metal screws. They use wooden screws. Wooden screws, that sounds ridiculous. The reason is because metal is Makabel Tumah, but it's a screw. But the screw, if you take out the screw, the whole sukkah could fall down. So it's a maimid, it's holding up the sukkah. Saying holding up the sukkah cannot also be makabel tama. We paskin it could. No one be nervous that all our sukkahs are possible. But this is where it comes from. This din of something of makabel tama. My beinayu, what is the difference between the two opinions? Kegoin, shenoatz, shifudin, shel barzel. That you put a shfud, is a like a spigot, a bar of barzel, of iron, v'sikech lehem, and you put the schach on top of it. Again, so when words don't work, we use a picture. It's worth 1,000 words, 1,000,000 words. I don't know how the statement goes. If you look over here, you see that the yeseda, the frame of the sukkah, is metal. And now you would just stick your bed inside there. So that would be the difference between the two cases. Kigoin explains the Gemara, Laman da'amar lefi she'ein lo keva. According to the opinion that says the issue is that it's not permanent. Hareyesh lo keva. Now it's permanent. Why is it permanent? Because he got some metal beams. It's beautiful. Uman da'amar mimnei shema'amida b'davar mikabel toma. That you're putting it on something that is mikabel toma. Hare ma'amida b'davar mikabel toma. It is on something which is mikabel toma, and therefore it's going to be a problem. So the practical case that we're going to see the debate as to the opinion of Rav Yehuda is when it's going to be on metal poles. It is keva, it is permanent, but at the same time it is mikabel toma. And with that, we're going to stop. It's 8:09. It's 8:09. What I'm going to do, you have a question? Yes, Rabbi Metelka, go. You're on.
So my sukkah currently is metal poles.
Yes. Yes, as in most of our sukkahs, and therefore it is kosher. We hold, as we're going to eventually get to the din, that the maimid, which is holding the schach, is allowed to be makabel tama. We do not hold like Rav Yehuda, but yes, you are correct. This would be very typical for many, many of our sukkahs. Okay, so what we're going to try to do now is, it's 8:10. Instead of diving into the chazara of what we just did, I'm going to try my best in the next 5 minutes to go from Mishnah to Mishnah very, very quickly. Everyone is welcome to read it along with me, to do a nice, very quick chazara. And everyone should just remember that we need to chazer what we just did, which is a little bit of an illegal move in the world of Kinyan. But everyone will try, will give us extra chizik to make sure we chazer later tonight and tomorrow. Says the Mishnah, underneath the bed. We actually slept under the bed. They didn't say anything to us. Rav Shimon, remember that name? Tavi, the servant of Rav Gamliel. You see my servant Tavi? Why? You know we learn. Says the Gemara, what's going on over here? What's Asara? Who's Asara? Good question. Leave it. Tirgum Shmuel. Be'emita Asara. Tanan Asim learned in a Mishnah. Echad chor shecharu ma'im. We have a hole that was held by water. Oisharatzim or creepy crawly creatures. Oishachlu maleches salt cross until you eat through. V'chein madvichan vanim. Pile of stones. Chein shar shal kaira. A pile of beams. Ma'alil ala toma, it's yes and oyel. Rav Yehuda Omer, the famous rule of Rav Yehuda. Kol oyel shen osvid de adam. It's not maybe de adam, says Rashi. It's not mekavein for an oyel. Ein oyel. My time with Rav Yehuda, where does Rav Yehuda get this din from? The Tabel Chaval Vamid Aleph. Yolef oyel mimish. Can you learn it out from Mishkin Tzivach? Says over here, the root cause, the root makar of dinim of oyel. It says the word oyel. Ksivasa my Moshe Rabbeinu says oyel al mishkan malahalim de adam. Avkam de adam, just like over there is made by man. Moshe Rabbeinu is told to over here, and oyel is only if it's made by man, which means kavana. Rabbanan, what do? Oyel riba. They learn out the actual word oyel. Is that true? V'raminu 7 lines down. Chaval v'merav chatzir. So Ibn Ezra Yerushalayim, there was chatzir. It's like Abiyasel on the bed rack. V'tachteim chalal, the left and ears. They covered our tom of a tefach in order if there was any mace, any toma, it would block it. And still, maybe in the woman would give birth there. They would raise their children to the part for the part aduma. Maybe in Shvar, and they would bring oxen. Losses, there were doors and the kids would sit on top of it. And they were holding cups of stone. He reached the spring of water. And the kid would get off and go into the water and fill it up with water. They would get off Yashalem and then they would go back. No, don't let the kid get off of there. From their place, they would throw down the cup on a string and they fill it up and they cover time. Vitanya, we learned in a Raisa. Rav Yehuda, no, loimavian losses. What do you need the losses? What do you need the wood for? Ela shvarim, they bring wide-bellied oxen. Says the Gemara, and this is the Kashan of Yehuda. The oxen are not made by a man. They're not made by kavanah for the ever. We see Rav Yehuda loimavian also el shvarim. We see Rav Yehuda allows it to be an oil steer in Rav Yehuda. Answers the Gemara Rav Yehuda Kamali Agroif. If it's a large item, it's the size of a fist, and it's Yasmin Kabutum even without Kavana. Tanam Yachim Madru, the Bishkim and the Kiki Aslayim, large boulders on one knot, or Yasmin Kabutum even without Kavana. Ask the Gemara 1 second. So why did Rav Yehuda argue and not allow a door? The door is as well big enough. And Yavaktan Rav Yehuda Lamivi and Delasais El Shvarim, 2 truths. Teretz number 1, Rav Menachem Amar Abaya. Your Teretz Lo Suchulavi Delasais. You didn't need to. You could have. Teretz number 2, Rav Amar Levi and Delas Koliker. No, why? Because the kids are going to go surfing. Kids will be kids. They're going to be confident. They're going to stick out their head in one of the limbs. Right to Rava, the second answer. They're going to be confident. Ella, what would they do? The Egyptian oxen, wide bellied oxen, they sit on their back. Because they'd hold cups of stone. Period. Beautiful. Ask the Gemara, let's go full circle. What's going on in our Mishnah? The it's very wide. How would they sleep underneath it? Answer number 1, to make sleep on top of it. What do you mean? Also to sit on top of it. Oxen would shield the shepherds. What do you mean by the shoes? Not the shoes. And the bed also would shield for the shoes underneath it. It's true, Mali Agrif of Yuda's Maida, but the Shvarim are different. You know why? As the pasuk in Iyah, parenthetically, the top thesis points out, this pasuk is by humans, not by oxen, but it's a Kavachimer too. Oxen. Shema Arbas Tal Bishani Basam Zgin Tzachini. Viba Yisem, second Eretz. Rav Yehuda L'Taimei Damar Sukkah as Keva Be'inon. But as we just saw in the Mishnah today, Vav meet the deers arrive. Sukkah El Keva Losi arrive. Vatal El Keva. Says Mar, great. What about Rav Shimon? Rav Shimon Damar Nam Sukkah Deers Keva Be'inon. And yet Rav Shimon in the Mishnah said Vasil Arim Vatal El Keva. He says you're not allowed to sleep under the bed. Yes, Bahop Ligi Marsav Vasil Arim Vatal Keva. Marsav Vasil Arim Vatal Keva. Oh, Rav Shimon Meisav Tavi Avi Tani. We have a price that says almost the same thing. Rav Shimon Misichasoi. Chazai. The conversation of Gamliel Lamana Shay Devarim, two things. The man number one Shavadim Beturim in a Sukkah. Why? Mitzvah Seishas Man Grandma. But Lamana Shay Dechzam Bidelo Yisdei Chavasai. V'leim Midvarav Shavar Gamliel. Why did it say Misi Chasai Milsa, a word of Agav by way of Urche, the nature? Parenthetically on the side we learn now Kamash San Kadar Ravacha Barad Amar Ravacha Barad Amar Rav Hamnun Amar Rav. Menayim Shivim Sichas Chulin Shal Tamid Chacham Yitzrich Limud. We learn now from them. Shenemar V'Aliyah Libo, the leaves do not wither. Even the leaves of Talmid Chacham we learn from Shkoya Chevra. No one. Let's remember to do a Chazara. We didn't Chazar today inside, so let's remember to do it later tonight / tomorrow.